Mesdames, Mesdemoiselles, Messieurs, merci d'accueillir nos maîtres de cérémonie, Denis Brognard et Amanda Davis.
Bonsoir à toutes et à tous. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Bienvenue, welcome à la scène musicale, ce lieu magnifique situé juste à côté de Paris, pour vivre ce tirage au sort de la Coupe du Monde féminine de la FIFA, France 2019. Good evening, Amanda.
Good evening. Bonsoir, Denis. Good evening. Welcome, everybody. This is the moment that the football world has been waiting for. Tonight, we discover the fates of the 24 teams going head-to-head next summer, right here in France.
Alors, en présence des médias du monde entier, nous avons l'honneur d'accueillir les 24 représentants des nations participantes. Ils sont assis juste ici, là, devant nous. Et après avoir bataillé pour se qualifier, ils attendent désormais avec impatience de connaître leurs adversaires pour cette Coupe du Monde.
And isn't it fitting that we are hosting the draw right here in Paris? Of course, this is the capital of this fantastic country, but it is also known as the City of Lights, as you well know, Denis. The perfect location to match the tournament slogan, Dare to Shine. That's something the players are going to be hoping to do at the tournament, and a very powerful message for women and girls around the world growing this sport. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, relax, and enjoy a celebration of light.
Belle soirée.
quite incredible. Did you pick up a few tricks, Denny?
Yes, I can try, but only with you. You're okay or not?
Yeah.
Alors les téléspectateurs du monde entier, les représentants des pays participants et évidemment le public présent ce soir ont hâte de vivre cette 8e Coupe du Monde féminine. Toutes les équipes évidemment rêvent de soulever le trophée de la compétition. Sachez qu'en tout cas, eh bien, ce trophée, il ne reviendra qu'à une seule équipe. Il pèse 4,6 kg, il mesure 47 cm et il sera remis à Lyon à l'occasion de la finale le 7 juillet prochain. Sachez que seuls 4 pays ont gagné la Coupe du Monde, les États-Unis 3 fois, l'Allemagne 2 fois, ainsi que la Norvège et le Japon 1 fois, Amanda.
Yeah, of course. It was the USA that won the last edition. And to present the all-important FIFA Women's World Cup trophy, please welcome onto the stage the captain of that victorious 2015 USA team, Carly Lloyd. Hi. Amazing, what a welcome. Great to see you, Carly. It's fair to say that final 3.5 years ago was a good day at the office for you. What memories does it bring back carrying this trophy once again?
Well, it's hard to believe it was 3.5 years ago, and we're now preparing for another World Cup next summer. But it was an amazing moment with my teammates and coaching staff, and just being able to hoist that trophy. It was a memorable day for sure.
And of course, the USA, the top-ranked side at the moment. How confident are you of retaining it next year?
Pretty confident, I must say. I think this squad going into this World Cup is talented as can be. We've got the depth. We've got a great coaching staff in place, and I'm really confident. I'm hoping we'll hoist that next summer.
And how much of the excitement levels cranked up being here in Paris, in France, with 6 months to go?
Well, I think the women's game is improving each and every World Cup and each and every year, and that's what we want. And I'm super excited. I think being here, being a part of this is something special, and it makes it surreal. So it's right around the corner, and can't wait to see who we're going to face tonight.
Absolutely.
Alors Carly Lloyd et ses coéquipières américaines ont laissé une empreinte indélébile sur la Coupe du Monde. C'était en 2015 au Canada. Souvenez-vous, invaincue et victorieuse en finale contre le Japon. Et ce qui est extraordinaire, c'est que l'événement lui-même est devenu une référence pour la renommée du sport féminin et en particulier du football féminin.
Yeah, the last tournament set new records in terms of attendance figures. It boasted huge TV audiences, unprecedented online engagement, and of course, unforgettable moments on the pitches of Canada, not least Carly's hat-trick in the final. Memories really to cherish as we begin the journey towards the 2019 final in Lyon.
It's one of the great goals of the World Cup. And she scored the winning goal. Wow, what a goal! Yes, she does! It's good start. Golden goal. Oh, it's all happening here now. And the World Cup for Japan.
Won't be none. I'll be strangers in the night with open arms.
Lift off.
Be there when you're falling down.
Oh, what a goal. It's absolutely superb.
When I'm in sight, just see that you shine.
What a terrific goal.
Sorry, bring it
Goal.
no stranger in the night.
So wonderful strike. Long range effort from Lloyd. Oh my goodness.
I'll be strangers. I'll be strangers.
Que de souvenirs en tout cas formidables. Quel tournoi cette Coupe du Monde de la FIFA 2015 avec des joueuses qui ont véritablement marqué la compétition, Amanda.
Yeah, what memories. But now, it is time to start creating the next chapter right here in France. It's the moment you have all been waiting for, the draw for the FIFA Women's World Cup 2019. And I'm pleased to say, to conduct proceedings, we're delighted to introduce two legendary players.
Allez, on va ménager un tout petit peu le suspense. Sachez qu'il a porté le maillot de l'équipe de France à 20 reprises. Il a été 2 fois sacré champion d'Angleterre et en 2008, avec cette équipe de Manchester United, il a soulevé le trophée de la Ligue des Champions. Elle a disputé 140 matchs avec la sélection anglaise, elle a remporté 5 fois le championnat d'Angleterre, elle a FA Cup à 7 reprises et la Ligue des Champions une fois, toujours, à chaque fois avec les Ladies d'Arsenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto the stage Louise Sahar and Alex Scott. Great to see you both. Alex, we saw some of your campaign with England in 2015, England's best World Cup to date. What chances do you think of England going that step further into the final next year?
Well, I'm sure I know Phil Neville's here tonight, and he will be telling the team, bronze medal is good, but it's about turning that bronze medal into a gold one. You want to make sure that you're the team on that podium.
Yeah, and for the players, how exciting is tonight? Will the players be sitting at home on the edge of their sofas waiting for you guys to do your thing?
Absolutely, I'm excited for it to all unravel itself later on. But look, you've got players in different positions. You've got players that have played in World Cups. So for them, it's more about seeing the group, seeing who they're up against. And you've got players that are sitting at home watching today, and it's their first time participating in a World Cup. So it's a different excitement.
Louisa, vous imaginez la chance formidable pour les joueuses de l'équipe de France qui vont se retrouver dans cette Coupe du Monde, à domicile, avec leur propre public.
Ouais, c'est un énorme honneur. Je pense qu'elle réalise le potentiel d'avoir tout un public derrière, d'avoir tout un public de supporters de sport en général. Donc je pense qu'elle va nous rendre très très fiers.
Un mot maintenant sur votre engagement auprès de ce football féminin qui ne cesse de croître à travers le monde et en particulier en France.
Ouais, non, c'est vrai que moi personnellement en 2015 j'ai réalisé ça. J'ai vu des athlètes pendant la Coupe du Monde au Canada et j'ai vraiment tout de suite compris qu'il y avait une vraie évolution. Et voilà, je pense que tout sportif comprend que voilà, il y a énormément de choses que le football féminin apporte. C'est un vrai atout. Donc je suis à fond derrière.
Merci en tout cas à tous les deux d'être là. Vous le voyez, on connaît la maîtresse et le maître de cérémonie de ce tirage au sort de la Coupe du Monde FIFA. À présent, nous allons découvrir les stars qui vont les aider à composer les 6 groupes.
Yeah, our first draw assistant comes from the land of Jogo Bonito, and his playing style and success encapsulated that ethos. He's a member of AC Milan's Hall of Fame. He's won Serie A and La Liga titles, has a FIFA World Cup winners medal, and is a former FIFA World Player of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Kaká.
Notre deuxième invitée est l'une des plus grandes skieuses de tous les temps. Elle a remporté, écoutez bien, 8 médailles d'or aux Jeux paralympiques. 4 en 2014 à Sochi et 4 autres cette année en Corée à Pyeongchang. Et en plus de cette performance incroyable, elle a glané déjà 15 titres aux championnats du monde. Mesdames, messieurs, veuillez accueillir Marie Bochet.
Our next draw assistant was one of the most successful German players in history, and that is quite something, isn't it? She made 111 appearances for the national side, winning 3 straight European Championships and a FIFA Women's World Cup in 2003. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Steffi Jones.
L'homme qui arrive maintenant devant vous est à la fois une légende au Ghana et un joueur qui a marqué de son empreinte le football anglais. Il a représenté son pays lors de 3 Coupes d'Afrique des Nations et 2 Coupes du Monde de la FIFA. Il a joué plus de 250 matchs pour Chelsea, remportant 2 titres de champion, 3 FA Cup, ainsi que la Ligue des Champions en 2012. Et il a aussi joué en France, à Bastia et à l'Olympique Lyonnais, avec qui il est devenu 2 fois champion de France. Merci d'acclamer Michael Essien.
Our next guest made her international debut for Japan at the age of 18. She went on to make more than 160 appearances for the Nadeshiko, scoring 38 goals. She's played at 4 FIFA Women's World Cups, is a 2-time finalist, and in 2011 lifted that coveted trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aya Miyama.
Notre avant-dernière invitée a disputé 3 fois les Jeux Olympiques pour les États-Unis. Elle a remporté 2 médailles d'or et 1 médaille d'argent. Elle a gagné aussi la Coupe du Monde en 1999 et terminé à la 3e place de cette même Coupe du Monde en 2003. 158 sélections et 75 buts marqués. Merci d'accueillir Cindy Cohn.
Now, in the summer of 2018, our final guest joined a very exclusive club, becoming one of just 3 men to have lifted the FIFA World Cup trophy as both a player and coach. He brought unbridled joy to France in 1998 and again just 5 months ago. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Didier Deschamps.
Didier, cette acclamation en dit long sur l'amour du public pour la performance réalisée.
That's amazing.
Ça fait du bien. Et j'ai envie de vous dire, Didier, que ça fait beaucoup de bien de vous voir ce soir ici à Paris pour ce tirage au sort de la Coupe du Monde féminine. C'était pour vous un rendez-vous obligatoire. Vous teniez à être présent ce soir.
Oui, bien évidemment, parce que c'est du football et le football féminin est en plein essor, et puis parce que la France a ce privilège d'organiser cette Coupe du Monde au mois de juin prochain. Donc évidemment, de tout cœur avec Corinne Diacre et l'ensemble de son staff et les joueuses, mais je suis convaincu aussi que la France montrera encore une fois toute sa capacité à organiser un grand événement comme la Coupe du Monde.
Alors Didier Deschamps, vous avez une expérience formidable dans ce domaine puisque vous avez joué en France la Coupe du Monde en 98. Comme joueur, vous l'avez gagné. En 2016, l'Euro en tant qu'entraîneur, vous aviez été finaliste. Quel conseil vous pourriez donner justement à Corinne Diacre qui vous interroge régulièrement, elle qui est le sélectionneur de cette équipe féminine?
Je n'ai pas de conseils à donner à Corinne. Elle connaît beaucoup mieux le football féminin que moi, heureusement d'ailleurs.
Mais sur la gestion de la pression.
Évidemment qu'on en a déjà beaucoup échangé ensemble et c'est très bien que je suis à sa disposition. C'est vrai qu'en étant le pays organisateur, évidemment, il y a une attente qui est importante de la part du public français, des médias, et que réussir une Coupe du Monde pour le pays organisateur, c'est évidemment faire le meilleur parcours possible. Donc, elle sait, Corinne, avec son staff, ce qu'il attend, mais ça ne doit pas être quelque chose de négatif. Elle sait très bien aussi qu'elle aura le soutien de tout le public français qui sera derrière son équipe durant cette compétition.
Encore félicitations pour cette victoire en Russie de l'équipe de France et merci de votre présence ce soir, Didier Deschamps. Il est temps, Amanda, de laisser la place à Louis et à Alex pour que débute ce tirage au sort. Belle soirée à tous.
Merci, Denis. Bonsoir à tous. Good evening, everybody. Louis, how was that?
Very impressed.
Thank you, I've been working on that. Well, excitement is building here in France ahead of next year's tournament. And over the next 15 minutes or so, we will determine the all-important match schedule.
Yes, indeed, and there are some interesting names to look out for. We have a number of debutants appearing in the 2019 final. Chile, Jamaica, Scotland, and South Africa will be making their first appearances in the tournament.
They sure will. And of course, there are those nations with a proud pedigree, including our host France, who will occupy positions A1. Former champions Japan and Norway, two-time winners Germany, and three-time winners USA.
All the teams are contained in the pot to our left. The highest ranked in pot 1, the lowest in the pot 4. And on our right, we have 6 groups into which the teams will be placed.
It is a complex process for Louis and me to take care of. So, to polish up on my knowledge, I went back to school to run through the procedure of the draw with some young football fans.
Argentina's going to win the World Cup. England's going to be first place. France is going to win. Argentina.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Russell is off today, so I'm filling in. Today's lesson is explaining to the world how the FIFA Women's World Cup draw is going to work. Who's going to go first? Yes.
There'll be 24 teams competing for next year's Women's World Cup. The teams will be divided in 4 pots. Which team goes into which pot is based on the FIFA and Coca-Cola Women's World Ranking from December 2018.
With the highest ranked teams and the host, France, in pot 1, the remaining teams are put into pots 2, 3 and 4 in declining order.
Absolutely right. So who's going to tell me who's in pot 1?
Pot 1, France, USA, Germany, England, Canada and Australia.
Pot 2, my favourite number.
Pot 2, Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Brazil, Spain and Norway.
Very well done.
Pot 3, Korea Republic, China, Italy, New Zealand, Scotland and Thailand. Pot 4, Argentina, Chile, Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, Jamaica.
Fantastic.
We'll draw the pots one at a time, starting with pot 1 and ending with pot 4. With pot 1, I emptied its entirety before we move on to pot 2 and empty that.
Very well done.
As the teams are drawn, they will populate the groups alphabetically from Group A through to Group F. The teams in pot 1 will occupy the first position in each group as they are drawn. The teams in pots 2, 3 and 4 will be placed in one of the other positions in the group. Those positions are not predetermined.
Couldn't have explained it any better myself.
The allocation to the groups as pot 2 might not always go in alphabetical order, as we may have to skip groups to ensure that no 2 teams from the same confederation are placed in the same group. Europe, however, has 9 qualified teams, so some groups will contain 2 European teams at most and 1 European team at least. Remember, if we do skip a group, the next team drawn will go to the first invisible group available, admissible. So we're not invisible, admissible. Always in alphabetical order.
So that's it. The draw has been explained. That is the end of today's lesson.
That was easy.
All I can say is I'm glad it was easy for them. Are you feeling the pressure now?
A little bit, I have to admit, yeah.
Well, look, we've had some magical moments at the Women's World Cup. 2015 gave us the highest scoring final in Women's World Cup history. We fast forward to the present, all eyes on us here now in Paris, as we look to get the draw underway. Didier, I have to call on you right now, please. Can you draw that all-important red ball first? The teams in pot 1 are France, USA, Germany, England, Canada, and Australia. Draw that ball, please, Didier.
France.
Huh? It is. It's France, a host with 9 cities. Will they go on to create history and have a male and female World Cup champions from the same country?
So France will be in away position. And reminder that every team in the pot 1 will be automatically placed in the first position of each group.
Didier, it's back to you, please.
Germany.
Germany. Steffi, I can see you smiling over there. Two-time champions and regulars at the World Cup. They have qualified for every edition so far.
It's about consistency, huh? B1, Germany.
Okay, Didier, back to you.
Australia.
The Matildas, a massively successful year, led them all the way up to be within the top 6 in pot 1. Sam Kerr is now a household name.
Okay. C1
I go.
Thank you.
for Australia.
England.
I am smiling. It was a third-place finish in Canada for the Lionesses, which it was a historic first victory over Germany after 18 defeats and 2 draws, and they went on to get the bronze medal.
Are you proud, huh?
I am.
Phil? D1, England.
2 teams remaining, USA and Canada.
Canada.
Canada, incredible host for the last FIFA Women's World Cup. Playing away from home this time, how will they do? Will they get past the quarterfinal stages?
Group E, Canada.
That last ball, thank you, Didier.
USA.
It is. It's USA, the current champions and most successful team in FIFA Women's World Cup history with 3 trophies. Carly Lloyd, we saw her earlier, scored a hat-trick in that final, Louis.
Yes, but I remember that goal, halfway line. Oh, amazing. So Group F, USA.
Okay, we
F1.
move on to pot 2. In that group is Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, Brazil, Spain, and Norway. Aya, it's over to you, please. The 1995 World Champions, very much part of the global elite with presence in all World Cups.
So the Grasshoppers will be in a Group A, A2. So Cindy, please, Group A.
A3.
A3, Norway.
Not the opening game.
Hey, Aya, it's back over to you, please. Can you give us another team? Spain, La Roja, after a debut in Canada, they made it to France with 8 wins out of 8 in their qualifiers. And the under-17s recently won the Women's World Cup. The under-20s actually made it all the way to the final here in France. Will it be their time?
Impressive, I hope so. Group B. So please, Cindy.
B3.
Spain, B3.
Okay, teams remaining in pot 2, Japan, Brazil, Sweden, and Netherlands. Aya, thank you.
Brazil.
Brazil, 31 goals at the last Copa America from the Seleção, a goal-making machine, especially when you have the name Marta in that team. She scored 15 goals now, leading scorer at Women's World Cups.
Impressive. Group C, please, Michael. Group C.
C3.
C3, Brazil with Australia.
Brazil v Australia, that's a rematch from the last World Cup. Aya, back over to you, please.
Japan.
There's a reason she's smiling, right? Impressive showcase for Japan in the last 2 World Cups. Winners in 2011 and finalists in 2015. I am looking at you because there's a lot to expect from that team.
So they will be in a group with England. Michael, please, Group D.
D4.
D4, Japan.
England and Japan in the same group. A rematch of that semi-final back in 2015. Yes, your team did progress, I know. Okay, can you draw another team, please?
Netherlands.
European reigning champions. And they've got a player in that team, Miedema, scored 4 goals in that last tournament.
Group E, please, Marie. With Canada.
E4.
E4, Netherlands.
Okay, 1 ball remains.
Sweden.
Sweden it is. The next year's World Cup, the Swedes will maintain their perfect record of appearances at every single World Cup. You did say it earlier, very consistent.
Yeah, it's very important. So Group F, please, Marie. For the blue and yellow.
F4.
F4, Sweden.
Sweden and USA, they've had some tasty matchups before. Okay, we are at the halfway point, half-time, but we're not going to take a break. We will move on. Teams in pot 3, Korea Republic, China PR, Italy, New Zealand, Scotland, and Thailand. Steffi, it's over to you.
Just notice this pot 3 is a bit tricky one, huh?
It is.
With teams that's going to be skipped, maybe, if there is conflict.
Korea Republic.
Third participation for Korea Republic at a Women's World Cup.
Group A, please, Cindy.
A2.
A2, Korea. They will be playing against France in the opening game in Paris, Parc des Princes. You like my accent?
Yeah, I really do. On July the 7th, that game, opening game, France v Korea Republic. Steffi, thank you.
Italy.
The Italians returning after 20 years of absence at the World Cup.
We have to skip Group B because there is already 2 European sides, Germany and Spain. So they will be joined in Group C, Italy. Please, Michael.
C2.
C2, Italy, with Australia and Brazil.
Okay, teams remain in China PR, Scotland, New Zealand, and Thailand.
China PR.
Little introduction needed for the Steel Roses, very much pioneers in women's football and rebuilding strongly a new talented generation.
The Steel Roses will be in Group B. Please, Cindy.
B2.
B2, China against Germany in first game with Spain.
Steffi, back to pot 3, please.
Scotland.
Tournament debut for the Scots. I know Shelley Kerr is so proud, leading her team to a first World Cup and a player that finally gets to play on the world stage. Very talented individual, Kim Little.
So they're going to be in a Group D with England. Please, Michael. Yes, that's you, yeah.
D2.
D2 against England. Yes, you heard it.
You couldn't write that if you tried. I can't believe that's just worked out like that. Steffi.
New Zealand.
The Football Ferns, winners of Oceania's Women's Nations Cup.
So New Zealand will be in Group E. Please, Marie. with Canada and Netherlands.
E3.
E3 for New Zealand.
Okay, Steffi, one team remaining. Can you call it out, please?
Thailand.
Thailand's second participation in the global finals after their debut in Canada.
Jiangsu will be in Group F. Please, Marie.
That was impressive.
Yes.
Your turn.
F2.
F2 Thailand with USA, one of the favorites, with Sweden.
Over to pot 4 now. Teams in pot 4 are Argentina, Chile, Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, and Jamaica. And the spotlight, he can handle it. He can handle the pressure. Kaka, it's all on you now, please.
Nigeria.
Winners of the Women African Cup of Nations for the 9th impressive time just last week. And the name you all need to look out for from that team, Oswala.
The Super Falcon will be in Group A. Please, Cindy.
A4.
A for Nigeria.
Okay, Kaka, step forward, please.
South Africa.
Banyana's first appearance at the FIFA Women's World Cup. And Louis, actually, if you look on their social media, just the celebrations, not only from the players, but a lot of people in South Africa. It was so good to see.
I can't wait to see that. So they will be with Germany, China, Spain in the Group B. Please, Cindy.
B4.
B for South Africa.
Okay, teams remain in Argentina, Chile, Jamaica, and Cameroon.
Argentina.
With massive support behind them from the nation's greatest, Leo Messi, Argentina secured a spot in France by winning their playoff game against Panama.
They won't be playing against Brazil. They have to be skipped from Group C, so they will be joined in the Group D. Please, Michael. Group D.
D3.
Joining England, Scotland, and Japan. D3.
Okay. 3 groups complete, 3 to go.
Jamaica.
Jamaica, Shelley-Ann Fraser, Usain Bolt, and Bob Marley won't be the only faces of Jamaica. The Reggae Girls will make their debut at the World Cup next year.
Yes. They're back in Group C with Australia, Italy, and Brazil. Michael, please.
C4.
And with no surprise, C for Jamaica.
Okay, 2 teams waiting to hear their name called out, Chile and Cameroon.
Cameroon.
Second participation for Cameroon after their debut in Canada 4 years ago.
So Group E, Cameroon. Please, Marie.
E2.
E2, Cameroon.
Okay, we're nearly there. 1 team left. They're all waiting for you to say that name.
Chile.
And there it is, another debutant at the FIFA Women's World Cup. And it's great to see so many debutants this time around. Just shows how far the game's developed all around the world.
La Roja will be in Group F. please, Mary. The last ball.
It was not Jamaica.
F3.
F3, Chile will be joining USA, Thailand, and Sweden.
And look at that, there you have it. The draw is complete, but let's just refresh everyone's memory. In Group A, that opening game, the host, France, will take on Korea Republic. Norway will join them in Group A and Nigeria.
Group B will be Germany, China, PR, Spain, and South Africa.
Group C has Australia, Italy, Brazil, and Jamaica.
Group D will be England, Scotland, Argentina, and Japan.
And Group E has Canada, Cameroon, New Zealand, and Netherlands.
And finally, Group F, USA, Thailand, Chile, and Sweden.
Just looking at that Group F, the reigning champions, Cindy, Steffi played in 2003 in the World Cup. The Germans went on to win it back-to-back 2003, 2007. Do you think this current USA team will be able to do that?
I certainly hope so. We haven't won on European soil yet, so hopefully 2019 will change that and we'll be able to be back-to-back champions.
Bonsoir Didier. Tu as été champion du monde en 98 en France et tu as été sélectionneur pendant l'Euro 2016 en France. Quels sont les types d'émotions que les joueuses de l'équipe de France vont peut-être traverser et devoir maîtriser?
C'est le contexte extérieur, parce que c'est en France, donc ça va être extrêmement médiatisé. Il y aura un soutien populaire qui est là. Et évidemment, de faire la part des choses et ce côté émotionnel qui ne viennent pas interférer dans la préparation et dans la concentration. Après, ça dépendra de chaque joueuse. Certaines sont plus habituées, ont plus d'expérience, mais l'idéal, c'est de s'appuyer là-dessus. Ça doit être une force supplémentaire qui doit leur permettre de se sublimer durant ce merveilleux événement.
On va être à fond derrière, en tout cas moi.
Oui, bien sûr.
I'm just looking at Group D. I'm going to come to you. You've got England and Scotland in the same group, and Japan, Argentina. But I'm not going to ask you about that group. I do want to ask you, though, you missing playing football?
Well, no.
Been there, done that, got the gold medal, right? Me too. Not the gold medal part, though, but not missing playing football. Well, that concludes the draw for the FIFA Women's World Cup France 2019, and we have some incredible matchups to look forward to. We had 146 goals in 2015. Hopefully, we'll see more next summer.
So now we all know the lineup for the next year's showpiece event, and it promises to be a spectacular tournament here in my home country. Before Alex and I hand back to Denny and Amanda, we would like to take you on a tour of the 9 host cities that will welcome the world next year.
Bienvenue à Paris, dans ma ville. Bienvenue à Valenciennes.
Bienvenue à Rennes. Voici mon terrain de jeu.
Bienvenue au Havre. Bienvenue à Grenoble. Bienvenue à Reims, dans ma ville.
Bienvenue à Montpellier.
Bienvenue à Nice. Bienvenue à Lyon. Voici mon terrain de jeu.
Ah, ce sont des images qui nous mettent l'eau à la bouche, des ambiances incroyables en perspective dans ces 9 villes hautes. On se languit déjà d'être au 7 juin prochain. Merci en tout cas infiniment à Alex, oui, à toutes les grandes stars qui nous ont fait l'honneur d'être présentes ce soir ici à la scène musicale pour participer à ce tirage au sort, Amanda.
Yeah, now we know the schedule, we've seen the destination. It's your turn to seize the chance to be part of history right here in France next year. Woo! Tickets for all 52 matches are available to buy from a number of outlets, including FIFA.com. So whatever you do, don't miss out on the chance to see women's football at its very best. We will be there. The 24 teams will be there. Make sure you join us.
Yeah, we will be there, for sure. Etty est avec nous, la mascotte. En tout cas, nous sommes impatients de vous retrouver ici en France l'année prochaine, du 7 juin au 7 juillet, pour vivre le spectacle le plus extraordinaire du football féminin. Et c'est déjà le moment de briller dès ce soir. Ainsi s'achève la cérémonie du tirage au sort. Nous souhaitons évidemment bonne chance à toutes les équipes participantes l'été prochain. Merci à tous les invités ici à la scène musicale et bien sûr au public du monde entier qui a assisté à ce tirage au sort. Thank you. Merci Amanda. Belle soirée à tous et puis évidemment rendez-vous le 7 juin, match d'ouverture au Parc des Princes à Paris entre l'équipe de France et l'équipe de Corée.
Good night.
Time that she gets closer, she pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Maybe I should stop and start confessing, yeah. Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions, baby. There's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions.